You in the past, I'm in the future. You mad?
Welcome back to another day in the life work vlog. If you're new here, my name is Kela Trishaan and I make videos on lifestyle, womanhood, and mental health. I am throwing in vlogs, especially for this month of December. And if you are returning, thank you so much for coming back and thank you for your support. Okay, so the last few videos I've done that are day in the life at work have just been pretty much y'all seeing me struggle through the day and just kind of not being in the best of moods. But with today being Monday, I did kind of want to do something a little bit different and just show you ways to keep yourself on track, even if you are busy. Just to kind of start off and let you guys know what I'm doing when I first come into the office, because we're not, we don't work on weekends. So the first thing I like to do is check my voicemails and check my emails. That way I can address any concerns that were sitting for a couple of days. I can get those out of the way, so it kind of lessens my phone calls, at least in the morning, before I actually get into like working my files and stuff. So I like to set myself up like Outlook activities to keep myself on track. Basically, those will like kind of show me things that I need to address right away outside of the work on my desktop. So yeah, I went on ahead and I called a couple people that left me voicemails and address their concerns, kind of let them know, hey, just got in the office, let me do some setting up and then I'll get back to you. And then I'm just going through my workload to see like kind of what's pressing and what can wait a little bit. The thing about this week is it's going to be a short week because of the holiday, so I do kind of want to use my time wisely. So I will show you guys that process, and I'll check back in with you guys in a little bit. Hey you guys, so just wanting to pop back in again. I was working on those files I was telling you guys about, just setting up everything and just seeing where I was at, what needs to be addressed first, what I can kind of wait until the end of the day or tomorrow to get to. Another thing I wanted to just mention to kind of help yourself stay on track, especially if you're working in an industry where you're dealing with the public and people are calling you all the time. Try to answer as many questions as possible on that initial call. That way you can lessen a lot of the follow-up calls that you'll get. So I try to explain everything in a way that you'll understand if you don't work for an insurance company, because a lot of times, like with every company, there's jargon, and you don't want to use that jargon with someone that doesn't understand, because sometimes it's hard for people to tell you that they don't understand because they don't want to appear stupid, when it's not that they're stupid, they just don't know because this is not their industry. So I try to explain everything in layman's terms, and then at the end I do ask, do you have any questions? Have I touched everything? Just to kind of like have them ask me right now while you have me on the phone, so we're not playing phone tag later on. And so it's not slowing me down when I have to address other situations. So that's one thing. And then also, before you get off the call, set the expectation with them. Let them know that it's okay to give you a call, but if you don't answer, it doesn't mean that you're ignoring them. You're probably on another line, or, you know, you could have stepped away from your desk, maybe lunchtime break, whatever the case may be. So give them an expectation of when to expect a call back, so they don't constantly call you, and even worse, so it doesn't get escalated to your management. So what I usually do is tell them like pretty much that exact same thing. Like, hey, if you have any questions or they come up, feel free to give me a call. Leave a voicemail. If I don't answer, make sure that you have, you know, whatever information I need to look them up, and allow me at least, 24 to 48 hours to give you a call back, something like that. So then they know, okay, let me give her a day, or, to the end of the business day to call me back. Kind of explain to them like what your job entails so they understand. And then you can kind of lessen some of the issues that can like commonly arise, like people thinking that you're not calling them back, stuff like that. So I just wanted to pop in and say that, but I'm going to go on ahead and get back to work because I got a lot to do. Hey guys, so just wanted to come back and say, hey, I've been on the phone for like the past hour and a half, just like back to back to back. We have a language line, like if someone doesn't speak English, we can just kind of get a translator to assist us, since I am not bilingual. So I was just on the phone with a couple of clients, just kind of going over their claims and answering questions and all that good stuff. And it is now 10:40, and I just realized that I have not eaten, so I am freaking hungry. And I was freezing, so I had to go get my little robe, turn on the heater, and now I'm about to go have some of the banana muffins that I made yesterday. I have footage of that, so I think I'm going to insert it somewhere in here. But yeah, I'm going to go have a couple of those. And I had coffee this morning, so it's just freezing. So I might have some tea along with it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that to kind of hold me over until I take lunch and come back and just work some more claims. But just wanted to pop in and say hello and let y'all know what I was doing. So I'll see you in a bit. All right, y'all. So these are the banana muffins that I made yesterday. These are the ones that had chocolate chips in them. I made some that did not have chocolate chips, and they're all gone. My husband actually likes those better. He's not really like into sweets, and so he will eat the ones that don't have the chocolate chips in it because he just feels that they're way too sweet. So yeah, I'm just gonna have 2 of these, and then I'm boiling some water for tea. So again, this will be like my little, I guess, breakfast snack type thing until I clock out for lunch. So I just clocked out for lunch about 5 minutes ago. I take an hour. I have the option of taking like 30 minutes or 45 minutes, but honestly, sometimes I just need that hour to decompress and like just kind of calm down from the day. One thing I can say is that today has not been as crazy as like the days were last week. So that is a blessing. I think part of it though is because like this is a holiday week. It's a short week, so I'm sure people are, planning to get their houses ready and all that stuff, depending on what they're doing for the holiday, whether or not they're shut down in their county or whatever. So that could be what's going on, or people could just be on their 10s and 2s. I don't know. But yeah, I just wanted to just kind of touch on like my strategy. I think I was telling you guys before that last week I was like super stressed just because of the workload, and the workload has not really subsided, but today has just been a little easier for me to just kind of work on stuff without the phone going up. That's one thing about this industry. Like, your phone is going to ring off the hook some days. You'll have some days where they're not, like the phone is just kind of chilling, but then you'll have other days where like every time you hang up there's another call. While you're on the phone, you're getting voicemails, like all this stuff. So again, that's why I was saying earlier to like try to answer as many questions as you can while you're on the initial call. Even if it ends up you being on the phone for a long time, it's much better to just answer everything that the person can think of at that point. And then if anything comes up, later, then so be it. But at least if you can get all like the general questions answered, that should kind of help alleviate some of those calls that you get. So that's like my little strategy. And then also when I come in, I do try to look and see like what's pressing, like I was saying earlier. If I know that I have a bunch of new assignments that I haven't touched, then maybe I need to kind of touch those new assignments before I start working on like old work, just so I can get those things set up and going. So I don't have people calling my manager saying that they haven't heard from me and stuff like that. And then same thing with the older files, like you don't want those to sit, for a long time. So you want to also have a strategy for working on that. So pretty much today, what I was doing is just returning calls, returning emails, taking care of loose ends. Like there were a couple people that I told on Friday that I would get to them Monday. So I wanted to make sure that I kept my word, and I got to those. And then I just started kind of setting up my new files so I can reach out to them when I clock back in from lunch. And then I tried to tie up some loose ends that weren't tied up last week. So I didn't have people just sitting for days and weeks. So yeah, whatever works for you, just try to stick to it. Do understand though that in this type of industry, your day-to-day can look different every day. So you may have to change what your priorities are, from day to day, but just make sure that you do something that works for you. A lot of times your company will give you guidelines to like keep your desk in order, and they'll give you kind of like a blueprint for what you should work first. What I have found is that I can listen to what they're saying, but I need to really do what works for me so I can maintain my mental health. So if they're telling me to do it one way and that doesn't work for me, I will come up with my own system that does. As long as I'm hitting all the metrics and making sure that I touch what I need to touch, that's all that matters. So yeah, let me go find me something to eat, but I just wanted to kind of pop in and tell y'all that. And I'll set you guys up later on too, so you can kind of see me after I get back from lunch, and then I will close it out at the end of the day. Probably should have told y'all before I just opened this thing up, but I'm going to make these little Thai shrimp gyozas. I showed this in my Trader Joe's haul. I think I put that up last week. So yeah, I'm going to make these. I just dumped them all inside of this broiler. I think they're supposed to be flat per the directions, but I don't really have time for all that. I'm just going to put them in here, let them steam, and just put a top on it. It said it should be done in like 7 to 10 minutes. So yeah, I'll be back to check on it. All right, y'all, so I just clocked back in from lunch. I pretty much do the same thing whenever I clock back in. I will check my voicemails and I will check my emails. And I have, Lord, I've got like 7 voicemails, and it looks like 3 or 4 from the same person. So yeah, I'm gonna go on ahead and address that and then get back to my desktop and just finish up my work for the rest of the day. So I will prop you guys up, let you guys see what I'm doing, and pop back in at the end. Hey y'all, so I think I touched on this last week. I'm just gonna work and kind of talk to y'all, but I am like training some of my coworkers. Mind you, I'm not a trainer, and I'm still new to this position myself. I'm not new to the job, but I'm new to the company. But anyway, so I've got some of my coworkers that are reaching out for help which here's my thing. Like, I don't mind helping at all, actually. Like, I know what it's like to just like be sitting here not knowing what to do. So I don't mind like helping and just, you know, taking that off somebody's plate. What I do mind though is when I'm helping and you're not paying attention and you're asking me the same stuff over and over and over again. So that's kind of what I'm going through with a couple of my colleagues. It's like, these are things that we do every single day. And, you know, we're all trying to catch up, but you're wanting me to stop what I'm doing to show you something that I showed you last week. Like, I stopped what I was doing, sat on a call with you, or whatever the case may be. And I showed you how to do it. And then you're hitting me up asking me the same stuff. So like, I understand that sometimes it can take some time to like, you know, get the process down, because everybody learns differently. But we all have access to the same guidelines. We all have access to the same like help paperwork and all that stuff. And it's just a little frustrating, just a little, when somebody's constantly hitting me up for things that I've already went over. So for me, it's like, okay, either you weren't listening or like, I don't know, you know. And then like, I tell people too, like, I'm teaching you from these guidelines. Like, I'm not doing anything special. I'm teaching you from what I know to do. So if you follow these steps, you should be able to figure it out too. You know, I'm not like a unicorn or anything, just using the tools that I'm given. So yeah, that's been like a little bit of my frustration. And here's the thing, like, I'm not mean. So because I don't know if, you know, you just simply learn differently or you need to see things another time. So I don't even want to say that, but I can't help but be annoyed if, you know, we've gone over something like several times, or again, I've taken time out of my day, which it's not like I get back or I get less claims. I still get the same amount of work. So, yeah, anyway, I just had to speak on that because it just happened again. And I'm just like, you're gonna have to, you're going to do something, because I can't just keep stopping what I'm doing to help you out on the same situation, you know? So anyway, don't mind me. Carry on now. All right, you guys, so I clocked out about an hour and a half ago at this point, but I had to go and get the boys, so yeah. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Just wanted to kind of give some tips. I know the last couple of videos I wasn't in the best of moods because it was so crazy, but I did want to give some tips and tricks on how to just excel when things are super busy at work. So if you enjoy videos like this, go on ahead and give me a big fat thumbs up. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. If you're not already subscribed, go on ahead and click that subscribe button below, and be sure to turn on your notification bell so you don't miss any of my future uploads. With that being said, you guys have an amazing day, and I'll see you next time.
You mad that they don't salute you? I need a bag, size is super. They turned your bag, it's like I never knew you. Leave that.